scheduled for one fall with a 90-minute time limit. This is the Raw Impact Unleashed. Please welcome to the sanctuary at this time, at a combined weight of 420 pounds, they're your co-hosts for the evening, hailing from Northern California and known worldwide, it's K-Double, Black Lightning, your boy Cole, and White Thunder. They are the perfect storm. Get ready to unleash the Raw Impact.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all around the world, it's your boy Cole and K-Double. Get ready to have some trouble. This is your explicit warning. There may be vulgar violence and language and brief nudity. We don't know, but just in case, we're covering our asses. Alrighty then, enjoy the show.
Hey yo, Cole, what's up?
What's up, K double K? What's going down?
Not much, brother, not much. We going up, we going down right now. We talking about shit on the Raw Impact Unleashed this week, folks. We will not be joined by a guest, so guess what? You get the pleasure, and I mean the pleasure, of listening to us. Just us, and only us. Nah.
My brother, testify.
So, Raw Impact, man, doing it big like we always do it, man. You know, I'll say it like this. One of the first things, and I know you hate that phrase, the first thing I did want to kind of touch on, and we touched on it a little bit last week, but you know, our past couple of weeks we've had guests, so our focus, of course, as it should be, has been more on our guests. But the debut and entrance of one Mr. AJ Styles, not only at the Royal Rumble, but this past couple of weeks, Raws and Smackdowns, he's been there, he's been on there providing great matches. Had a great match against The Miz tonight on SmackDown. Gonna give us another Y2J AJ match next week on SmackDown. So your thoughts on AJ Styles, man? Like, I know I'm extremely happy to have him on the main roster in the WWE doing his thing.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. He, I hated to see him leave TNA, which they were stupid on their part. You know, he was red hot then. He's still red hot now. He'll be white hot come around WrestleMania time. Definitely on his way to the top of WWE, or roundabout in that you know, same area of main eventers. I mean, they've already thrown him in with world champions, The Miz and Y2J, and then we get Y2J Part 2. He lasted almost 30 minutes in the Royal Rumble in his debut. So, yeah, man, they're giving him a decent push instead of just bringing him in and you know, putting him to the wayside or shoving him down in NXT. Which I think he would have been happy with NXT if the money was right. He would have been happy with the NXT thing. But WWE realized and seen that he is a big draw. And I mean, he sold out all his merch at Raw. So his debut Raw. So, yeah, man, he's definitely a money maker. He's doing his thing. I'm glad to see him back on TV, which I know he was on ROH a little bit, and you can watch some of the Japan stuff and catch them. But having him, in the biggest company of all time in the wrestling world is great. He's on the big stage now, and I only see him moving up and bright things happening.
Definitely. This feud with Y2J, a great start, a great guy to get in the ring and work with. But I do want to say something, and you may not necessarily agree with me, and you may want to correct me on this because I may have this wrong, but I believe I have this right. I saw a meme on Facebook the other day after AJ debuted during after his match with Y2J that showed AJ doing his thing, and it said, "Now this is a Superman punch," and then below it showed Roman Reigns. It said, "This isn't," or I don't know what this is. This kind of disturbed me because I've watched AJ Styles wrestle for a few years now, and if I remember, and what was confirmed tonight on SmackDown, the move that he does there where he launches himself off the top rope is actually a flying forearm, not a Superman punch.
It's a Superman forearm. It's not a punch. You're right. You're correct.
Yeah.
It's always been that. Even back in TNA and, everywhere he's been, he's always had the flying forearm, kind of an elbow,
right.
if you will. A forward, thrusting elbow. That's his Superman elbow or Superman forearm, whatever you want to call it. But it's not a Superman punch. So that meme was wrong. You can't believe everything you see on the
internet. No shit. Especially when it comes to the wrestling world, y'all. Real talk. But one of the things that did hit the wrestling world and rocket today.
Hold on. Hold on. Just for AJ Styles.
Just AJ Styles?
Alright. I definitely twice. Yeah, that's AJ Styles' new thing, and it's off the hook too. He got like the southern fucking hip hop sound to it. It's awesome. It's one of those that as soon as you hear it start, you're like, oh man, it's kind of like the Rocks or Stone Colds, or it's about to be. You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing.
Yeah, the phenomenal one. I can't wait to see what they do. I guess the Nakamura dude is about to start out in NXT. Gallows and flipping Anderson have not signed yet.
No, they're unsigned. The only other guy that they have signed and said that was going to WWE for sure is damn it, it's a Japanese name, so
the
it starts with an N.
the Nakamatsu or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But he's the one coming over. That they have said for sure. Now with the other two, that since it's all calmed down now, a little bit on the internet with that, the other two will be a kind of a semi-surprise when they do pop up, because they did officially with AJ and the other guy giving their notice, and they've all done pretty much they're finishing up their rounds of independence and stuff everywhere else and all their big spots that they've been. But other than that, there's been no talk of either one of them for the WWE. So it's kind of quieting down, and I think they're going to end up popping up on NXT before WrestleMania time. So we got a couple of months, before that pops up.
For sure.
Or a month at least, huh?
And
next month, right? WrestleMania next month.
Next month. Do you believe that is our 4-year anniversary?
Yeah, I believe it, man. It's been a long time. I've talked on this show a lot. I think I've used every word in my dictionary in my brain. I I had to go get that toilet paper roll. There was a new word of day, just so I could
Try to
you know
find out some more,
throw an eccentric word out there every once in a while.
like splendiferous.
Whatever it was, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, motherfucker.
There you go. There you go. Dropped it on her. Boo!
All right. So before I interrupted you with the AJ Styles theme song, what was you about to say before that?
The wrestling world definitely took a hit today, guys. Anybody that's been on the internet knows that today seems to be the day of 1,000 deaths. You had one of the co-founders of Earth, Wind, and Fire died today. Dave Mirra passed away today. But more importantly,
Yep.
to the wrestling world, Axel Rotten passed away today.
Yeah.
It was definitely a big loss for the wrestling world. Made his mark in the wrestling world in ECW. Did he ever show up during the invasion, or was it just Sandman?
I can't exactly remember everybody that showed up during the invasion, so I don't know if he was part of that or not. Forgive my ignorance out there, world, but I did see him in ECW, and that's where he really, made his name. He was one of the craziest dudes. I mean, he introduced the baseball bat with the barbed wire wrapped around it. Mick Foley's Precious. He introduced that to the U.S. wrestling world, or at least, the people that was watching ECW at that time. He brought over basically the Japanese death matches. He kind of brought that to America and did his version of it at ECW, which is crazy because, Mankind, Mick Foley, he had some of them Japanese death matches where, bombs would explode and stuff like that. Yeah. It didn't go that crazy, in ECW with little smoke bombs or whatever. But there was definitely fire and tables and anything you could break or hurt somebody with going down. And he had one of the bloodiest matches in the world with his tag team partner for a long time. It was Ian Rotten. And they were a tag team. But Axel brought Ian into the business, and then they became partners and stuff. And then they had one of the craziest fights. I think it was in '95. They broke up, they split up, and then they had a match in ECW, and it was like one of the bloodiest matches in the world. I can't believe they wasn't dead. There was so much blood everywhere. And that right there spawned a big revolution of ECW's pay-per-view buys shooting up. It just started growing from there and there and there, and then everybody knows what happened after that. 3 years after that, ECW's basically in the toilet. But that was in the middle of the Attitude Era where a lot of top guys from ECW were in WWE at the time. You got the Dudley Boys, Stone Cold had done, transitioned from ECW, to WWE in that 95, 96 kind of thing, or 94, 95, 96. Like those 2 years was his WCW, ECW, WWE thing, or WWF at the time. But yeah, man, he was there through that whole thing. But I don't know if he came. That's one of the things racking my brain. I know so much about this dude, and I've seen so many of his matches, and it was excellent, but I can't remember if he showed up with the originals. I don't think he did. I think that's why I can't remember, because I don't think he was there. I don't think he. I'm pretty sure he wasn't, because I definitely would have remembered.
Well, no, you're correct.
He would have made a Raw impact.
Yeah, so to speak. Oh, well, I'll say no. You're actually correct. According to his Wikipedia page, his first appearance in WWE was in 2006 or 2005, and it was only for the ECW tribute pay-per-view One Night Stand.
That was their
So
crossover. Yeah, okay.
yeah, so that was the only time that he appeared in WWE. He was also in TNA in 2010. He made an appearance at an ECW tribute show,
Yeah,
Hardcore Justice, but he got injured in 2015-16 and could not return to the ring before passing away today.
okay.
But
Yeah,
definitely our
okay.
thoughts and prayers out to his family. But another loss for the wrestling world. I can say this. This has been a long year because we've had a lot of people pass away, a lot of important people, a lot of major stars. I wouldn't say important, more important than anybody else necessarily, but people that have made an impact on this world with their music, with their entertainment, whatever, over the past. I want to say we've had at least 15 to 20 deaths just since January 1st.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Last year it seemed like my childhood just kept dying off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, man. I mean, unfortunately it happens, but it happens to everybody.
Yep.
So no matter if you're rich, poor, or black, white, yellow, green, you gonna die.
And
It's
that's
gonna
another
happen.
thing.
Everybody's gonna be put in the ground at some time or burn up, whichever way you decide or your family decide that you're gone.
So, and also I want to touch on one other thing, and I know this is going to be a little touchy subject for some people, but if you want to actually know about any of the African American wrestlers outside of The Rock that have made an impact, WWE likes to do this thing during February where they like to talk about the African American wrestlers that have made an impact. Like so far, I've seen. I still need to go on the WWE Network and watch it, but the sit down that JBL did with Ron Simmons, and they just did a tribute to Mark Henry, who I think should be a first ballot Hall of Famer for sure. Um, Not that there is a first ballot, but you know what I'm saying. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah.
and they tracked Mark Henry's career, and I'm pretty sure they'll do some of the other ones. I'm pretty sure at some point The Rock will be done during this month as well. There's a limited and finite number of successful black wrestlers that have passed through the WWE. So you'll see the same ones that you probably saw last year: Booker T, um, Ron Simmons, Mark Henry, Rock. R-Truth, he's had his shots at the WWE title. And he's been an IC and a US champ, so they'll probably do R-Truth at some point.
He been tag champ too, man. Can't forget that.
Yep.
Since Goldust trying to get him to be a partner, we got you can't forget the tag team stuff.
I wonder if they'll do Devon but not Bubba Ray.
Devon, but not Bubba Ray.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny as hell, man.
I boycott WWE.
Well,
No.
I mean, you could do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you really could do it, but Bubba Ray would always be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could have an individual, thing about him, and in his luxurious career. But you would always have Bubba Ray there because of so much tag team stuff. I mean, he had a singles run, and did his thing as a singles for a while in WWE. But
did he do a singles run in WWE?
Yeah, man, yeah. And then he ended up starting a new thing. With where he was the preacher.
Okay.
And he had the white collar on, the black suit with the white collar and all that.
Right.
I mean, he went all out for that role. And he did that for a while. And I think he did some different things too. Was he part of Righteous Censor?
R-Truth? I don't remember.
No,
he may have been.
No. I'm talking about Dudley.
Oh, Devon? Yeah, I believe
Devon
he was.
Dudley.
He did do the Righteous Censor for a little bit.
And he was the preacher during that too, because I think he transitioned from being his thing, just on his own preacher thing, Um, and I think he got a couple of people to follow him, like a group thing, and then I think it eventually turned into Right to Censor later on. They ended up beating Val Venus in a match, so he had to join Right to Censor. It was kind of a crazy time.
Yeah,
it was that transition out of that Attitude Era into a new era, and
into the Ruthless Aggression era. No.
I hated the Right to Censor music, man.
I did be the beat. No.
Yeah, every time it came on, I was just like, man, fuck this shit.
Hey, do you remember with that time that we had to listen to Hardcore Holly's music for like 10 minutes straight on loop?
Yeah,
you
man,
and Jay
we was live, so we couldn't get away from it. We was at the live Smackdown and ECW taping. Yep. The watered down ECW taping. That's when Bobby Lashley jumped through the cage on Umanda.
Mm-hmm. Onto Uncle Fatu.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That was a long time ago, but yeah. Hardcore Holly's music on loop can make you hate wrestling. Like, it really can, because like I wanted to throw something at the ring and we was on the second deck. I was afraid I was going to hit somebody below me.
Yeah, that was kind of extreme though, because he comes out, and then goes to commercial. And so you got the 2-minute walkout and then the 3-minute commercial. And then the comeback from commercial, which is like 30 seconds. But all this feels like 30 minutes. So this 5 to 6 minute thing of just the same thing looping every fucking 20 seconds, 20, 30 second loop. Oh my God, what the fuck, man? And it's the same beat over and over. It's not like it splits for the chorus. It got some music and people just like singing and stuff. No, none of that. No lyrics, no nothing, just crazy ass bullshit. And that was one of the things you could tell about WWE back in the day is, if you ain't have no lyrics in your music, that means they didn't know if they should take a chance on you or not. So they'd spend less money and just put in together a beat and loop it, and not have to worry about paying singers and songwriters, all the other overhead to it. And Hardcore Holly stuck with him for some reason, and he didn't advance it any. But you can't tell that with wrestlers today. Like Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins also, when they did the 3-way split thing, none of theirs have lyrics in it. There's a few people going on down the list that have no lyrics at all in it. But that ain't the thing. You can't tell if they're going to stay or be gone. Because, everybody that just came up and they still don't have no lyrics in their music or they haven't changed anything about it.
Yeah.
They're performers. They're out there all the time. Next time you watch WWE show, count how many have music, have lyrics and don't. And it's about a 50-50.
For sure. And there was a time during the Attitude Era in which everybody's theme song pretty much was their catchphrase. Whatever, like Val Venus's theme song started out, "Hello, ladies," and then went into his music. And then, everybody, the Rocks kicked off with, still kicks off with, "If you smell,"
What the fuck? Okay.
And so when you have that, I think that now it's just more of it's getting back to basics by having the players by having the wrestlers have just music instead of a theme song necessarily. There's certain ones like Dolph Ziggler that have actual theme music. But for the most part, you're right. It's about a 50-50 split. And some have actual songs.
Yeah. A couple of them have a few songs. But those are few and far in between. When you actually have a real song to it, like AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought his theme music would actually be cool and be a song? You know what I mean? Like him just starting out in WWE. They went all out for AJ. They didn't hold back with him. I think they gave him everything that he wanted, and they said, "You give us 110, we'll give you 110," and it's been a good relationship, and I'm glad it's happening.
I've also one of the other things
up?
we have to touch on is money. Yeah, yeah. Money. Yeah, Crime Time wants back in the WWE, and I think the entire WWE universe would love to see Crime Time back in the WWE.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. They would do nothing but make the tag team division better.
Yep.
Just make it even that good. And for them, I got to do this.
Yo. I'm a boy and check police. It's crime time. Brooklyn. Bringing it.
That's hilarious.
They got a song. It ain't just a theme; it's an actual song. Bringing the hood to you. Crime Time, money. Yeah. If they come back, seriously, I mean, it would only pump up the tag team division. I mean, where they've almost got the tag team division where it needs to be. I mean, they're like 75% there, 75-80% there, and it's almost there. They just need to pump it up just a little bit more, and Crime Time will be a perfect tag team to pump it up with. There's a few others that's out there that would be great too, but I mean, you know, for talking the latest news and trending topics and everything, Shad's interview said, "Hey, it's all on Triple H. If they want us back, we'll be happy to come back." Which, you know, I don't think they're opposed to making money on either side, with the Crime Time or WWE. I know they can. They will definitely sell and make some money, and be able to get paid at the same time. I know they can do it. I know it's been a while since JTG was released, like 2 years now. But he was on the roster for like 7, and we ain't even seen him on TV. So,
well,
he did good.
But I'll say it like this: if they can bring back Crime Time, I think the pop of first and foremost for when they come back would just be amazing. You know, when you hear that yo, oh snap, and I think what would be funny is, you know, we talk about fictitious ways of scripting and booking and how we would book it, so to speak. But you could book their return with a very old gimmick that they did to start them out. You have them come steal the tag team belts from whoever the tag team champs are. They just show, you hear the yo. Then they come out the crowd, steal the belts, and jump out the crowd and go off with them. And immediately,
that'd be cool.
You know what I'm saying? And immediately start a feud with the tag champs. It may not necessarily result in an actual title match till maybe 6-8 weeks down the road, but it's a great way to introduce them into the WWE universe, into the younger version.
Yeah, to reintroduce them. Yeah, that would be a cool startup. That's awesome. So WWE, jump on that. You already got your first you got your first 2 months of entertainment right there. And if they jump on it now, they'd be going after the New Day, which would be epic. Because they could talk so much trash about how gangster they are. And then on the reverse side, they could talk so much trash how nerdy the New Day is and how black the New Day is. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be perfect. It's a perfect time for Crime Time.
For Crime Time. Yeah, definitely would love to see them back in. You know, it's one of those tag teams that will always be special. And the entire time that anytime I saw JTG come out when he after they let go of Shad, anytime I saw JTG come out, I just missed Crime Time. I was like, nah, I want Crime Time back. Like, love you, JTG. You're a great wrestler in ring. Like I said, you had a nice little singles run on your own of actually surviving on the main roster before being relegated to NXT and then eventually released. But it was yeah. Would love to see Crime Time back in the WWE. Bottom line.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed. Yes, indeed.
Now, one of the other speculations and rumors, of course, we know nothing. Everything we say on here is exactly that, speculation and rumor. We don't necessarily know for 100% sure about any of this with WWE. We have no insider. We have no guy that lets us know. But I heard rumors about Samoa Joe.
Oh, I got a guy.
You got a guy?
I got a guy.
You
I got a guy for just about everything, man. This is just about everything. There's a guy. Just gotta find that guy, and I got that guy.
You got that guy? But do you have a guy to get you a guy if you need a guy?
I do. I actually do. I've even got a guy to give me a guy to give me a guy.
Who can get
if
you guys?
I need it.
All right, cool.
Yeah. If I need it, there's something for everybody out there, I guess. And I got the guy that can get that something for you.
All right, there you go. Oh man, yeah, big time. I'll say things that WWE needs to get done now is just. I'd say number one on my list is get Daniel Bryan back in the ring if it's physically possible, because I think that the WWE universe would explode if they thought they could possibly see another Daniel Bryan WrestleMania match. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, they would. But all the things I've talked about, or read about here lately, says that that Daniel Bryan is pretty much done in WWE. That they said he can't. The doctors won't, or Vince McMahon and them, even though the doctors have cleared him, that Vince and them said that they would like him to stick around and participate in a non-wrestling role, and he's turned all that down. But there's no talk about him getting back in the ring. As far as WWE side is, Daniel Bryan wants to do it. He wants to get back in the ring.
Wow, that sucks. That definitely sucks. Now, as usual, the WWE has a post-WrestleMania splash where they introduce several, what would be new wrestlers to anybody who only watches the main roster. Wrestlers that have been around for NXT for a little while. Right after WrestleMania, we saw like the debut of and sometimes mid-year we'll see debuts we saw the debut of Charlotte and Sasha Banks, and which by the way it looks like we're getting if you saw it looks like we're getting our triple threat match, but we'll get back to that. But you see that Samoa Joe basically is what I'm trying to get to. Is that the last couple of articles that I read have stated that Samoa Joe will most likely be debuting on the main roster shortly after WrestleMania, possibly the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, if you watch NXT this week, the commentators they were talking about the Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin #1 contenders match. Because Sami Zayn ended up beating Baron Corbin with a sharpshooter, but Samoa Joe slipped in with the crossface, and he tapped out then. So both of them, had the win. Yeah. And William Regal, the announcer said during that little thing when they did the flashback or the replay or whatever, and then when William Regal was making his decision and stuff, the announcers during all that were talking about that situation and said that the NXT TakeOver Dallas, which is WrestleMania weekend, maybe Samoa Joe's last show down there. So they kind of hinted to him getting moved up. And I think that's going to happen. And he might be moved up. He might be that surprise. Because after Mania Raw, appearance, because that crowd is always so crazy.
Right.
Um,
You're almost guaranteed to get one of the best pops you're going to get.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the perfect time, for him to come in like that. But if he wins the title, then at NXT, he might not come up at that point. But I doubt he's going to win the title and go on, because they pretty much said in this article I seen online that Samoa Joe was going to beat Sami Zayn and go on for the title shot at against Finn Balor at TakeOver Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's also another thing to remember. Kevin Owens made his initial main roster debut while holding the NXT Championship. And actually feuded with Cena,
That's true.
While holding the NXT title. So yeah, he eventually dropped it before he won, or before he finished up his feud with Cena. He eventually dropped it to Finn Balor, but they could very well give it to Joe at TakeOver Dallas and have him drop it, because they don't do takeovers, but they don't do one every month, do they?
No, it's kind of like 4 or 5 a year, if that.
Yeah. So and probably have Joe hold it till the next takeover. You know what I'm saying? While feuding with whoever he's feuding with on the main roster after he makes his debut, have him holding it and defend it and drop it at the next thing. So that way Joe gets himself a little 2-3 month run with the NXT title, but he's on the main roster within a month of winning it, within 2 weeks of winning it. He does the double duty where he's on the main roster and he shows up on NXT. I can see where you're saying like that that him winning it could show a delay in his move up, but then again, though, like I said, the precedent has been set for somebody to win the title and still do double duty on the main roster and NXT.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not taking anything away from when it might happen, but I kind of felt when I watched NXT this week, when I heard him say that it might be his last NXT thing.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that since they did, I think it was a slip up and it wasn't supposed to go that far ahead and say that part of it, even though they're promoting NXT TakeOver Dallas, but after I think somebody slipped up and hinted of Samoa Joe's going to the main roster after this, on the commentary. I don't think he's going to win the belt. Is my thing, just because he said that could be his last match here in NXT. So, I'm taking is he won't win the belt. But if he does win the belt, if this story, gets all the way back up to the chain of command to WWE, they're like, so we'll have him win the title now and do a bad guy thing for a while in NXT just so we could throw off the fucking trolls and internet media and all that shit, and all of us, me and you.
But what's funny? They actually did that with the AJ Styles debut, because remember there was articles that said AJ Styles is going to debut at the Royal Rumble. Then all of a sudden there was articles, no, that's been nixed because of all the internet news. AJ Styles is actually going to debut at the Raw after the Royal Rumble. Then all of a sudden you get to the Royal Rumble and AJ Styles debuts at the Royal Rumble, and it's like,
well, I've seen some tweets from some indie guys. I won't mention names, but they're close to AJ. Yeah. And when I've seen the tweets of these guys, and these are ROH workers and Japan workers and former TNA workers that said, hey, might as well watch the Rumble, or I think I'm going to watch the Rumble tonight, or might just have to watch the Rumble tonight. After seeing a few of those from some of the top indie guys, you knew AJ Styles was gonna fucking, and it was close friends of his. Like, I mean, y'all can go back to Twitter and go back to that day or the night before, and see on a few of the guys that's pretty close to him and, been around the business around him for years, kind of knew that AJ was going to show up at the Rumble.
Yeah. I can 100 say it. I can 100% say that. Yeah, if I had saw those, I would think the exact same thing.
If you look at it, AJ Styles was the only surprise in the Rumble.
Yeah.
When you look at it, the past few years, they've got 3 or 4 guys, 2, 3, 4 guys to show up for the Rumble, even though it might be, a couple of seconds or whatever that they pop in and pop out or whatever. But they didn't do that this year. Their big thing was AJ coming in, and the roof blew off the place, of course, and him doing his thing for 28 minutes, and there was no other surprise types that showed up and just for a quick minute and wave at the crowd or a big pop or anything. And that's very rare, very rare.
Very true. I don't know. Like I said, the WWE has finally got themselves a solid player in AJ Styles, and I truly, truly hope that they give him all the props and all the respect that he deserves, and give him the push that he deserves. I'm not saying he needs to win the WWE title right away, but seeing him compete with Seth Rollins maybe towards the end of this year for a WWE title would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And getting back to Samoa Joe gets thrown up there in the mix. It's just a better show for the main roster. The more guys that they could bring up right now, because they're pretty thick down at NXT in the Performance Center. So if they bring up a couple of those guys, Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, Enzo Amore, and Big Cass, Colin Cassidy. You bring up these guys, that's good enough for this year's round of folks to bring up. 4 or 5 people, get them up, maybe bring up a diva or 2, and that would be perfect for this year. And you don't have to really take anybody else's place. You can find room for these guys. As many shows as y'all put on, you don't have to put them as a staple every time. Like, every match isn't a staple that they put on. But with these guys coming up, every match from top to bottom could be a staple. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, they just killed it in the first minute. Oh my God, they just killed it in the second. Oh my God, it just keeps getting better and better. And it's almost at that point. So where if they bring up those, 5, 6 people and put them on the main roster, you can have an amazing show from top to bottom. That's really what you're missing. A handful of people to come up there and shake things up a little bit and give those high, not high risk, but high volume and high paced matches.
That people want to see.
From top to bottom. Yeah, from top to bottom. And if they did it, and I know they can do it and they do it right, but if they do it, they need to do it, around WrestleMania time, right around WrestleMania time. Right after WrestleMania would be good for a couple of things, like the Raw and Smackdown the next night. It's still going to be a ruckus crowd, on that Smackdown. So, they really need to think about that WrestleMania week after, and load it up, man. Load the gun and start shooting some bullets, because they've got so much talent that they can bring in from the Performance Center to the NXT roster also. So it's not like you got gaps in NXT.
Yeah.
And it'll work out good for them. And then you go to the Indies and find your top talent and either bring them into NXT or throw them in the Performance Center for a few months and then bring them to NXT. You still can fill those spots no matter what.
Yeah. There's always somebody looking to sign a WWE contract, regardless of what level it's at. I'll say, but yeah, no, and that's the key thing to it is that if you inject Samoa Joe, like you say, Enzo and Cass into the tag team division, um, Asuka, there was talk of bringing her up to the women's division. But speaking of the women's division, before we get too much into what they're bringing up after WrestleMania, um, it looks like I brought this up earlier. That it looks like we're going to get our triple threat match between Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky, probably at Fastlane.
Yeah,
Uh,
um, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch had a kind of funny little spot tonight on SmackDown. There was kind of banter back and forth, and they said after it was over, and they looked at this stuff. Did you just agree to help each other out? And they were just like, I don't know, and walked away. Which it was kind of funny banter with them back and forth, but I mean, yeah, maybe we got that triple threat. It wouldn't surprise me if what's his name, Bree got involved in the middle of that too,
Brie
because
Bella?
they've been Bree or Alicia Fox, because Charlotte's been going against Bree and Alicia Fox the past couple of weeks. And it's kind of been like one win, like Charlotte wins, then Bree wins, and then Charlotte wins, and then Alicia Fox wins, or Alicia Fox wins, and Charlotte wins, Bree wins, Charlotte wins. It's been that kind of like that. So I don't know, man. Really, to get down to it, the way that the Divas matches and stuff has been going on here lately, it's kind of hard to predict what they're going to do with the Divas division.
Yeah, which way they're going to go with them.
Yeah, even with matchmaking and stuff, I mean, it's kind of crazy because Sasha Banks has got the rest of Team Bad coming after her with Tamina and Naomi.
Yeah, that was an interesting little result.
So
yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. And then Alicia Fox loses tonight and pretty much resorts back to our crazy chick thing. And starts kind of like pulling on her hair, smacking herself in the head, and all this crazy stuff, and trying to breathe face and stuff. It was crazy. She reverted back to that character instead of just being the chick that she has been.
So they made it looks like they.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on with it. You don't know which direction it can go in at this point.
That's an interesting take, for sure. All right, guys, let's take our first and only commercial break of the day, and we'll get back and get to talking some more wrestling. You're listening to the Raw Impact Unleashed.
46%. Spreaker.com, y'all.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Cole from Planet of Cole and the Raw Impact Unleashed for 4 Aces Presents. Now, I'm going to do a little rundown for the weekly shows we got coming up. Monday, we got Now vs. Then from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. All of these are Pacific Standard Time. Tuesday, iRock Radio from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Also Tuesday, The Sidebar, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Wednesday, Hip Talk Radio from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also on Wednesday, we got Now vs. Then West from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Getting a little late for y'all peeps on the East Coast. Now Thursday, we got the Raw Impact Unleashed with yours truly and Kevin Kendrick, Double K. That's from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So y'all check out our weekly shows and holla at your boy. Take it easy.
Now you can also catch this week's Revolving Door Friday episode a little early, as it'll be available first thing tomorrow morning. Double K's Classroom episode 2. A little heart. There's my artist of the week, and yeah, a good old time. had by all. So got some interviews I'm recording this coming week for some future episodes of Double K's Classroom. So keep listening in for that.
Is this coming up week my week or your week?
This is Double K's Classroom. Double K's
Okay,
Classroom
cool.
tomorrow. Next week is Planet of Coal, or the next
Yeah.
installment of Planet of Coal. So y'all know what to listen for. Revolving Door Fridays, every Friday at 8 o'clock. So
Yeah.
I'm say, other than that, man, like, yeah, that Divas division is kind of throwing me off. Like you were saying, they're doing strange things. I didn't see the how do you say the Sasha Banks, the Team Bad breakup. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't either, man. That was really surprising.
yeah, I kind of expected them to play the we're still sisters despite being adversaries. We're still sisters and we're still tight and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I thought they would stick with it, and be cool. Let her do her own thing in her own match, but then it kind of, during that match on Raw, it kind of went south real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it was surprising that it jumped off the way it did. So I mean, I figured they would still be cool with each other, but obviously not. I guess it was the only TV time they was gonna give Naomi and Tamina, so they took it because they haven't really done anything in a while.
Cole?
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I thought I lost you, brother.
I've
Sorry.
been doing it for them in a while, and you went silent.
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
And
it
it was
has
your
been.
turn to talk.
It has been a while since the last time they had used Team Bad. I want to say it had been at least 3-4 weeks since the last time I saw Naomi or Tamina. Really because they had gone, like we had talked about earlier. They would do eventually. They went away from the trios. And it started with Team PCB breaking up. They moved on to eventually the Bellas just kind of stopped coming out together, because Nikki had to have her surgery. Which, by the way, get well soon, Miss Bella. Miss Bella, I don't hate on people who put their lives on the line to entertain me. So, definitely get well
Are
soon.
you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Oh man. But big time, like that family, man, them and the Hearts with Nikki and Tyson Kidd. Can both of y'all be any more injured at the same time? Like, holy moly.
Are you talking about who? Oh yeah, with everybody getting hurt.
Yeah. Where the hell is Randy Orton? He's hurt. God damn.
Who?
Randy Orton.
Yeah. And after this surgery heals up, he got another surgery. So.
Dang.
We ain't gonna long time.
Well, it was nice seeing Randy. I can't wait to see him again in another year or so.
Yeah, it'll be about that before he's ready to get back in the mix.
I like Randy Orton, but wow, this is going to be a time for these young guns to shine. It really is, and I'll definitely say that Kevin Owens is taking advantage of that, of his moment in the sun. He's definitely making the most of it.
Yeah, definitely. I just read an article right now. It says Batista's done turned down 2 offers from WWE to come back for WrestleMania time.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously he got some stuff lined up or they ain't offering him enough, or he don't believe in them because they lied to him the last contract he signed.
I don't know, man.
I don't either. I'm just saying that's the article I read. Plus, he got Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that he probably
Yeah.
gonna be shooting.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I would want to see. I hate to say it like this because it's gonna sound hella rude, but I don't know if I want to see Batista back, even making an appearance at WrestleMania. It's like I would rather pay and not have him be there than have him be there. And I'm not saying that as a bitter fan who's mad because he turned him down, because I'm not bitter at all. It's just Batista. I think the greatest thing about Batista right now is Batista has realized that when it comes to pro wrestling, it's not necessarily that he's not a draw, but his time is done. He's really not in place there anymore. You know, he had his run, he had his comeback. His comeback was really horrible. You know,
Yeah,
three,
it
four
was.
months that he was with,
I mean, it was that was on WWE too. I
yeah,
mean, that wasn't just him. That was the way that they utilized him, and it didn't really work out. And yes, he had the pants split. He came back with skinny jeans, which he shouldn't have done. He should have left the skinny jeans at home. Um, and he comes out and he busts his pants, which I was listening to a podcast he was on. I can't remember if it was Talking Jericho or the Stone Cold podcast. I think it was Talking Jericho. But Batista said that those wasn't even his skinny jeans on the night that they busted.
yeah.
He said those wasn't even his skinny jeans that night. He actually didn't wear skinny jeans that night because everybody was making fun of him, you know, the prior couple of weeks. So he decided not to wear the skinny jeans, but he busted his pants anyway on that show on Raw, which was fucking hilarious.
Oh man. And yeah,
But yeah, man, it was bad. It was terrible. And then he was supposed to win the belt at Mania, and then obviously Daniel Bryan won because of the hype was on him so much. But yeah, man, it was just done poorly on both sides, on his side and WWE side.
well, I think that the way that WWE introduced him in going and having him win the Royal Rumble when Reigns was the hot one at the time really just it kind of set the crowd against him, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it's what I like to call when I talk about like with employees at the restaurants that I work at when I'm a manager. Um, it's not setting yourself or your employee up for success. Everything from the way that they re-debuted him into the universe to how they booked his character moving forward, all was in even in trying to turn him and make him a heel, so as to kind of say, well, to make the booze make sense. And like you said, everything that they did about how they booked and handled the Batista situation was wrong. But I think there was also a disconnect between Batista and the new generation of wrestling fans. And I
Yeah.
think he kind of realized that as well, which is part of the reason why he's so reluctant or just anti coming back at this point. He's like, my career there is done. My career wrestling is done. I'm on to movies and doing my thing now.
Yeah, my bad with the noise. All right. Yeah, definitely. I'm in the same perspective as you on the whole situation.
Yeah, wouldn't mind seeing Batista like back on a big screen, but don't want to see him back in the WWE ring. I'm good. Some of the other things that are lining up, the Big Show. We were talking about that with the Big Show and Braun Strowman. I'm liking that. I'm
Yeah.
wondering if the Big Show is going to be able to get off a knockout punch on Braun Strowman. And you know what, dude? It was another one, and I haven't brought this up in a long time, really. It was a brutal and hard beat down to watching the Big Show get beat down by the Wyatt family.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was bad. What I'm thinking with the not the Superman punch, but the big man punch, the world's strongest punch, the KO punch. I think he's gonna hit it on him, but it's only gonna like take him down to a knee, and he's gonna stand up and grab the Big Show and start choking him out and win the match. I think that's what's gonna happen with them two in their singles match. But that's after a decent match, a decent 7-8 minute match. And then he's gonna hit him, and he's gonna like take a step back and drop down to a knee, look.
Hello? Cole? I don't know if we've lost Cole or what is going on. It says I am still connected to him, so I'm hoping that is true, Cole. Cole? All right. Well, yeah, bro. Like, I could try calling you back in. Let's see if we can call you back in and finish this up. Cole, can you hear me? Let's see. But yeah, so like I said, the Big Show, Braun Strowman, like it's going to be a feud that's going to last a little while. I hope at least, because Big Show is vastly underutilized. So I got to call your boy Cole back in. So give me just a second here. I will accomplish that in a little under 2 seconds. You guys can hear me using my nice little lovely Skype here to call him back in. Yeah, big credit to Skype for allowing me to call in my guest. Thank you very much, or my co-host as well. But yeah, so like Big Show,
Oh,
what's up? Welcome back.
yeah, man. In the middle of me talking, the car's on track. What the hell? What kind of flippy floppy bull crap is going on around here?
Sorry, man. Sorry. No, must
That's all
be
good.
internet connection. But anyway, yeah, no. There were rumors that Taker was going to take on Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, but we talked about that. That would kind of be a silly idea just based off the fact that he faced Bray Wyatt at last year's WrestleMania, or last year's WrestleMania, and it would be taking a step back to be facing one of Bray Wyatt's lackeys at the next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah. But back to the Big Show, Braun Strowman thing.
Yeah.
Perfect ending to the match. Big Show hits him with the big punch. He takes a knee, and the Big Show realizes he got to punch him again, and rears back to punch him again, and Braun Strowman just stands up real quick and grabs him up in that lock, because he usually has one arm, up anyway.
Yeah.
And that'd be a perfect setup with the Big Show rearing his arm back. So when his arm gets fully extended back, Braun Strowman's there to grab him and choke him out and move on. And, the Wyatt family come out and beat him down and stuff like that continuously. But yeah, I see that finishing up like that, and Braun Strowman going after the Beast.
Well, I think that the match at Mania will most likely be Bray and Brock, even though the size difference really makes you think that, yeah, you don't really need to be putting these two guys in the ring together. I honestly believe that's going to end up being the matchup that happens for Brock at WrestleMania. Is that it's going to end up being Brock and Bray. But I believe that the Wyatt family will in some way have a effect on the outcome, as they normally do. The rest of the family always interferes at some point.
Yeah, I'm just saying as the setup goes right now, it looks more like Braun than Bray.
Yeah.
Wish Bray would be there. He would bring his chair out. He would be sitting in the rocking chair, while the other two brothers standing there and watching Braun. And there'd be a little interference and stuff, especially with Brad Leslie.
Yeah.
Being as big as he is, he's not and Bray and them as, the beatdown crew as they have been here lately.
Yeah.
And yeah, Bray would get involved a little bit, but I see the match to have would be the Braun Strowman match. Because otherwise you would have that size differential, not the physicality differential, because I think both of them go pretty hard. Talking about Bray and Rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, for any type of real chance that you would think Bray would have, he would have to have a lot of his goons out there, the Wyatt family, to throw Brock off. And who knows, Brock could get the advantage on all of them and end up beating Bray like that. Or Brock gets, taken out basically and Bray wins. It's kind of hard to have Bray Wyatt around and not give him a lot of matches throughout the year, but then give him all matches at WrestleMania are amazing matches.
Yeah.
Give him that WrestleMania match just to lose again.
Yeah.
It's kind of redundant to do that. So I can see Braun Strowman getting beat by the Beast.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania, but I can't see Bray Wyatt getting beat by Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Just because of the scenarios that have been in the past. Like Bray Wyatt never won a real big match.
Yeah.
When it came down to it. So I would have to say that he can't lose them all the big matches. So I put Braun in there. I'm looking at all these different scenarios, to see my outcome of Braun going after Lesnar. Which since they've been interfering and getting in this mess since the Rumble, I think that that would be the perfect match. Just two big, crazy looking dudes going after each other.
Yep.
You got one dark demented, and you got the Beast incarnate. It would be the perfect setup, and the way that they're setting it up with him going after the Big Show, standing toe to toe with the Big Show, and them pretty much saying, "Okay, let's do it." I'll see him, getting over it, and that's kind of the setup to take out the next big thing, which is Brock Lesnar.
Okay, I can see that. Now, I don't know if you've been reading some of these articles that have been going around, but you read one article and it says that it says Stardust is dead or 100% gone. Then you see another article that says the Stardust says Cody Rhodes is never coming back. Cody, just come back. Get rid of Stardust, please. I like the character, but the character fell flat. It fell dead. Time to move on. Let's go back to Cody Rhodes.
They killed the character when they put him with the Ascension.
Yeah.
And that destroyed it, because before that it was cool. It was funny. Then after when they put him with the Ascension and hereafter, it's just been ridiculous. And we haven't seen him in a while either.
Very true.
But yeah, the funniest shit that's on TV right now is R-Truth and Goldust.
Goldust. The golden truth. Yeah, I hope they. If you've watched WWE for more than a decade, you know that eventually those things always turn into tag teams that are somewhat successful sometimes and not so successful others. But I think the Golden Truth would definitely be a tag team that should see some success and should get over with the crowd.
Yeah, it'd be funny as hell for them to go out there and do that thing. Yeah, the promos themselves would just be hilarious. With them back and forth, with R-Truth actually being the same one for once. In the equation, no little Jimmy running around and nothing.
I miss little Jimmy.
That was funny. It was cool. It was even funnier when other wrestlers would beat up little Jimmy.
Yeah, it was Sheamus bro kick little Jimmy. That was awesome. That was one of the greatest moments. Is it me,
Yeah.
or is Jerry Lawler kind of struggling as the heel commentator on SmackDown? Like when I listen to him, it just sounds to me like he's struggling.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay. Well, I think like he wants to root for the bad. He wants to. He sounds to me like he wants to root for the good guys, but he's being forced to root for the bad guys. Like when I listen to him, it doesn't sound like he's genuinely behind the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? As a heel commentator, he to me, and maybe it's just me hearing it, and that's fine. But I just yeah. It sounds to me like he wants to be a good guy, but they're just kind of making him do the heel thing.
I don't know what you mean, man, because he's always been on the bad guys' side through his whole commentating career. He's always been the JBL guy.
Yeah.
Which agrees with all the bad guys when they come out to talk at the table and all that, or he talks mess about the other commentators. Why don't y'all get it and all this? And he's always done the same thing. I don't see any change in him.
I saw a change definitely to because when JBL, Michael Cole were working Raw, I saw a different side of the King, of him backing more of the because like you said, JBL is a very strong personality, and JBL was definitely like the one being more aggressive with the insults, and Jerry Lawler was more of kind of ha ha funny, like I'm gonna make fun of you, but I'm gonna make you laugh at yourself while I'm making you laugh at me making fun of you. Whereas JBL was just like, I'm just gonna be mean to you and I'm just gonna be an asshole because I can, because I'm me, because that's who, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily that's who he is in real life, but that's who his character is. You know, that's who JBL is. He's been a dick since the days when he did the whole spiel with Rey Mysterio. You know, where he talked about Mexicans not wanting to be in this country and blah blah blah, and all the spills that he did then. To me, he's still that same JBL. And when they worked together, I saw the King more as backing opposite of JBL, and it was a more backing of the good guys. He defended John Cena a lot, you know, and talked about his accolades and et cetera, et cetera. But it's just that, like I said, I know I'm not the only one that's seen it because I've read a couple articles about it, but it's I understand the opposite side of people seeing that a lot of Jerry Lawler is still the same as it's been for the past decade.
Jerry Lawler can play either side.
Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, I didn't see any difference tonight. They was in Memphis. They was in his hometown. I'm sure he's gonna be partying tonight. Out there, you know. I should say Tuesday. When they was recording and shit. But yeah, I haven't really seen any different. Jerry Lawler's always been that guy to make fun of his co-commentators and back or dislike any of the wrestlers. It didn't matter if they was good, bad, or indifferent. So, I mean, I really don't pay attention to that much.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm trying to watch the wrestling and get as much information around the wrestling and storylines as possible. I'm not really critiquing the commentators. I'm not a
Oh
troll.
no, 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 not necessarily critiquing. Just I listen in. I listen in because they provide me with the laugh in some of the lulls in the matches, especially recently. They provide me with the funny, the things that keep me interested. Is Jerry Lawler and JBL specifically provide me with a lot of what entertains me when the matches get slow or when the action gets slow in the ring.
Yeah, I get you. And don't get me wrong, I love having the commentators.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I don't like about going to WWE shows live. Is you don't have the commentators out there. It's kind of like, you just stuck in your seat with all these crazy ass people around you, and you watching wrestling, but you don't got the king around there. You ain't
yeah.
got Michael Cole or JBL or anybody else. Shut up, dogs, man. Y'all quit. I don't need no co-commentators. I'm gonna get the hose.
Get him out of there. Anyway.
That's my Mrs. Doubtfire moment. Don't make me go get the hose. But yeah, I really haven't seen big difference in anything. You gotta play the part you're given, and that's what you do.
Very true.
I've seen a big difference. I've seen a big difference in the PG era, fucking King, compared to the
puppies era?
WWE fucking Attitude era and the puppies.
Yeah, I would say the puppies era. That was Jerry Lawler.
But yeah, there's a big difference. If we want to talk, into that difference.
Yeah.
But I don't see him, like straining to back this guy or straining to back that guy, or even if he didn't like the guy in real life, he still did his job, and he's still doing his job today. I think he's a lot watered down in the recent years because of the PT era. But other than that, I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm seeing. Man.
There you go. Now, hey, I meant to ask you because trying to make up my mind about whether or not to come down for it. Will there be a WrestleFest this year?
Yeah, there's a WrestleFest every year.
Well, when is it taking place this year?
I don't know. March, April, May. I don't know. Somewhere around in there. One year it was May. The year we set up the table and booth and all that stuff, it was in May. I think last year's was in April. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, it's gonna be around that time.
For sure.
Okay.
Well, I'll make it when we know exact date.
In between WrestleMania and SummerSlam.
Somewhere between there. Oh man.
Yeah, sometime in between.
Sometime.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. I was gonna bring back an old segment, and we can talk a little bit about this upcoming event. On the 19th, the one that we will both be at, or at least you will be there, and I will try to buy a ticket if they have not sold out. Well, I'll say, shout out to the Indies. What Cole is talking about is the Raw Impact.
Huh?
Unleashed. Shout out to the Indies. I just played the original. I just played the original version of the intro.
So you can't be doing that shit, man, unless it's like where I can hear it, like my shit I've been playing. So you can hear it too, man. You just can't be hitting dead air and not letting nobody know that it's dead air, man. I think my phone dropped out again, and fucking, I don't know. muted and forgot to unmute.
Oh man. Unfortunately, that's the downside to doing it the way we do it now. Is that
That's
unfortunately,
because somebody didn't do their homework.
well, I won't go into that. Not on air at least. Well, say.
I don't give a damn. I say it. I said it. Goddamn right. I said it. I motherfucking said it. I say it to anybody's motherfucking face. I don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers.
Oh man.
God damn it.
I can't hear that.
Some of them are big. God damn it.
Oh man.
Motherfucker. Shit.
If you guys cannot tell, Cole is upset. No, he is frustrated.
Nah, I'm good. I'm cool. My dogs need to chill the fuck out. Other than that,
dude, I think we're only allowed to say fuck so many times in a short period of time.
fuck, motherfucker. I don't give a motherfucker, and I tell Spreaker that. I don't give a fuck, Spreaker.
Oh, you kill me, Cole.
God damn it, I ain't gonna kill you, man. I ain't gonna kill you.
But yeah, getting back to what we opened with, AJ Styles, man. You talk about a shout out to the Indies, like his success is a giant shout out to the Indies, and his future success in the WWE that I definitely see coming is a giant shout out to the Indies.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
You know, Samoa Joe getting a contract. I'm sad that James Storm didn't stay, but I understand. You know, TNA was probably offering him a lot more money. You know, than what
they did, and he accepted.
You know, so I cannot blame James Storm for going back to TNA. You know, it's nice to see. What's that called? Forgot, Beer Money back together again. So,
well, rumor has it he signed a contract with TNA for $250,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Plus, you know, his other monies that come in on sales and all that stuff. So yeah, he definitely signed a decent contract with TNA. Guaranteed. This is a guaranteed contract too.
And that's the big deal, guys. Like, you got to understand that people got to go where their money's at. And as much as we all wanted to see James Storm wrestle on the main roster in WWE, money, take care of your family first. Go get yours, cowboy, and do your thing.
Yeah, exactly, man. They got mouths to feed and mortgages to pay.
Yep. Yeah, shit, I'll watch you in TNA. I can give a fuck. That's where I started watching you anyway. But yeah, it's nice. Like I said, I can't wait. If we get, I'll say this: WWE, if you're smart, listen to me, and if you want to draw in the indie crowd, you will book Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles or Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles for some sort of title sometime between now and next year's WrestleMania, or at next year's WrestleMania, or a triple threat match between all three of them for the WWE title. That'll work too.
Well, Rollins got to come the fuck back before they can do some shit like that.
Well, so word has it he should be back by SummerSlam, so.
Yeah, well, he need to hurry up. I done forgot about him. Who is this guy? Why is his hair like that?
I want to see.
He got a Diesel-looking face.
and I need to see Randy Orton come back for an RKO versus KO matchup.
Yeah, you talking about fucking matches next year and shit, man. You talking about trying to book up 2017 fast, ain't you?
Yep, right now. All right, Cole. So for continue true to form for the shout out to the Indies, let's tell folks about this damsels or what is it called? Dangerous Damsels.
Daytime Wrestling's first time ever all women event. It is February 19th at the Newark Pavilion. I think it's at the Newark Pavilion.
Take your girlfriend for Valentine's Day.
At Newark, California. No, take your girlfriend to see Deadpool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know I'm taking mine.
It's a love story. It's just got some action in it. Not that kind of action. But yeah, February 19th, all these ladies coming around. You've got Thunder Rosa's gonna be there. Beatrice Domino, Ruby Reyes. They booked 3 of the matches already. 3 or 4 of the matches already. They're still booking it. Getting the matches together in the next couple of weeks leading up to it. We'll have the full card that's ready. I'm gonna try to get Beatrice Domino on next week's show, and then I have Kurt White, the owner of BTW, owner and promoter of BTW, coming on the 18th, the night before the show, to give us the final card and a look into their 20 years. They're having their 20-year anniversary this year. So yeah, we'll get to talk to him about his long standing in the business and all that good shit. So yeah, man, the closer we get to that event, the more we're gonna be talking about it.
So keep listening in right here on the Raw Impact Unleashed as we continue to fill you in on BTW. And you know what? I think starting next week or starting this week with this one right here, we'll continue to bring back the shout out to the Indies segment to close the show, really, so that we can let you guys know where locally you can go see wrestlers and develop some new favorite wrestlers before some of them possibly reach the big stage, the main roster, the WWE. Learn to love
and
them.
if you're in the Bay, if you're in the Bay Area, you got lots of wrestling to go and see out there now. I mean, They got BTW, APW are longtime staples, but then you got East Bay Pro Wrestling that's out here. You got the California Lucha Libre that's out of the Hayward Arena out here. You've got there's like 3 more that's in the Bay that I can't come off the top of my head with. But, I mean, there's pretty much wrestling. You got Hood Slam out of Oakland.
Yeah.
First Friday of every month. Don't bring your fucking kids. You got
Supreme Pro. You got Knox Pro.
Wrestling.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Are you talking about Bay Area stuff?
Oh, no, I didn't know. I thought Knox Pro was out of San Francisco. Or is that Gorilla?
Nah, Knox Pro is out of like down like mid-state.
Okay.
I can't think of it. It's like Bakersfield.
Stockton, yeah, Bakersfield. So yeah.
It's down in that area.
Okay.
But anyway, if you live in the Bay Area, you definitely can watch wrestling every weekend if you wanted to, live around here. Some of the shows, I think California Lucha Libre, they put on a show every Sunday at the Hayward Arena down in Hayward, California. So definitely every Sunday they put on a show. Every Saturday or every Sunday, one of the two. I can't really remember at this point. But yeah, they got a show every week. But then you got other shows that, only do their bi-monthly or monthly shows that, you can catch, every weekend with all these other promotions around. There's always a show going on during the weekend. Premier Wrestling it's got its bi-monthly show or whatever it is coming up, where they got Shayna from UFC. One of the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah.
They got her booked. And I think they got another MMA chick booked too, former MMA turned wrestler, or still current MMA and currently wrestling too. chick book for that show, and Nicole Savoy gonna be there. But yeah, man, there's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff kicking off the Bay, around the Bay, in the next few months.
There you go. So keep listening in. We'll keep telling you more about it. So you ready to close this out, brother?
Yeah, man, we can close this out.
I'm getting a little droopy-eyed over here.
I'm about to watch me some DC.
Oh, Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, great show, great show. If you aren't tuning into any of the Marvel or DC shows, you're stupid because they're all great, even the Netflix ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right, guys. So Cole, how are we bringing this home?
Agent Carter up in the motherfucking what we gonna do, man? What we gonna do?
I don't know, man. We're gonna do the roll up. We're gonna do the AJ Styles Y2J thing.
We could. I was just thinking that the AJ Styles Y2J thing, where I fucking go to pin you, and then you roll back over me and pin me,
all right,
and hold me down. I'll be Y2J. I'll let you be AJ.
All right, for sure. I'm phenomenal. All right, and then you roll me up, and then
I got you. And then, shit, you flip me back over. I'm trying to get up. You gotta give me up. Give me up. Let me up, motherfucker. Oh, you son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. That wasn't the finish. I protest this shit.
All right, guys.
I lost Riot.
I lost Riot. Awesome. All right, guys. Tune in same time next Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific or specific, whatever way you want to say it. 11 Eastern, right here, Spreaker.com.
Specifically speaking. Tune in specifically time.
We'll see y'all next week.
All right, y'all take it easy.
Oh.